We get calls from people all the time who are looking to buy a foreclosure property. Now, a foreclosure property is one where the current owners haven't been making their mortgage payments and the bank is foreclosing on the property. They're forcing the sale to pay back their loan. Now, this happens not infrequently, but something that there's a bit of a misconception about is that in Canada, the courts are always trying to make sure that we get as close to fair market value as we can in terms of the sale of the property. In the United States, people hear stories about paying 10 cents on the dollar for a property in foreclosure, or 20 cents on a dollar, getting this huge deal. We don't usually see that in Canada, and you have to weigh that because there are a number of risks that you take on if you're buying a foreclosure property. Where those risks come from is that on the contract, the bank's real estate agent is likely going to scratch out all the representations and warranties. This means that the bank is not promising you anything with respect to the property. So if you have really nice appliances in there, they're not promising that those are going to be in the property when you take possession of it. If there's a working furnace, there's no promise that it's going to be working on the possession day. It's up in the air, you don't know. You don't get a real property report, so you don't know if things are built onto neighboring property and they have to be removed or torn down. You don't know if there's been permits in place and the city's not going to come along and say, hey, you've got to change the electrical, or you got to do this, or you can't live in the property. You don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty. So when you're making an offer on a foreclosure property, you're going to balance, what risks am I taking on and how much am I saving? And then you have to decide for you, is it the right transaction for you? There's no right or wrong. There's only is it right or wrong for you? And lean on your real estate agent and your real estate lawyer to help you make that decision so you can decide and make an informed choice. Now, if you have specific concerns, you can either try to negotiate it with the real estate agent acting for the lender that's doing the foreclosure, or in the event of a court sale, the court that's doing the sale. Often they won't, and so you just then have to make a decision is, am I okay with this? And if I don't get it or there's a problem, am I going to be okay with this big picture? There are some great values you can find, not the same as in the States, but there are some good values. You just have to decide if it's a risk that you want to take or not.